In this tutorial I'll show you how to map images to the faces of a cube. I'm going to start with File, New. I'm going to go into Edit mode. I'm going to go to Face Select mode and I'm going to turn Shading to Texture. I'm going to zoom in using the mouse wheel and I'm going to select the front face. I'm going to hover over the white diagonal lines here and drag to open up a new window, and I'm going to change that new window to a UV image editing window. I'm going into the image menu and open image. I'm going to find my folder with my images in. If I click thumbnails, there's the images of the Beatles plus the Beatles logo. I'm going to select John Lennon, open image. It's already linking the image to the face. I'm going to go to the mesh menu, UV unwrap, unwrap, and that's unwrapped the face to the image. I'm going to open up the side panel and I'm going to click on the material button. I'm going to name the default material John. In edit mode you get these buttons: assign, select, deselect. If I click assign, that material is assigned to the selected faces. I'm going to click the textures button. I'm going to name the texture John. I'm going to change the type to image and I'll click both there. Now if I click this button it lists loaded images, so I can pick up the image of John Lennon, and I need to set the coordinates to UV, and you can also click this button to pack the image into the file. Holding down the middle mouse button and dragging, I'm going to rotate the scene round. I'm going to select this face. I'm going to go to the image menu and I'm going to open the image of the second Beatle, Paul McCartney. Now it should be linking that image to that face, but we're just getting blackness. The problem is lighting. Now I'm going to toggle into quad view. I'm going to move this over temporarily and I'm going to zoom back so I can see the light. I'm going to go into object mode. I'm going to G to grab this light and then Shift and D to duplicate it, and I'm going to put it there. Shift and D to duplicate and put the duplicate there. Shift and D to duplicate and put the duplicate there. I'm going to G to grab and have that one underneath the cube, and G to grab and have two underneath the cube, two above, around the four corners. That should be plenty of light. Now I can drag this back, go toggle out of quad view and zoom in, and we'll put perspective on and we see Paul McCartney. I'm going to select the cube and go into edit mode. I'm going to go into the mesh menu, UV unwrap, unwrap. I'm going to click the material button, and if I click plus here to create a new material, it will be linked to the cube and the old material will be unlinked. So I can click the plus here, which allows me to link multiple materials to an object. Click plus for a new material, call the new material Paul, and very important, with the face selected you click the assign button to assign the material to the face. Then I'm going to the texture button. For some reason nothing there, but when I click on the face it allows me to create a new texture, which again I'll call Paul. That will be of type image. I'll click both here. Now if this lists all the uploaded images. I want Beatle 2. I can click this to pack it into the Blender file, and then important is coordinates UV. Holding down the middle mouse button, I'm going to rotate the scene. I'm going to select the next face, and I'm going to go to the image menu and open the next image, Beatle 3, which is George Harrison. I'm going to go to the mesh menu and UV unwrap, unwrap. For some reason it's upside down. If I press A to select all in the UV image editing window and go to the UVs menu, I can mirror y-axis. I'm going to go to the material button and again click new material slot and add a new material, which I'm going to call George. Very important to remember to assign the material to the selected face. Then I'm going to go to the material button, click on the face, click plus, type image, call the texture George, list all my images, Beatles 3, put both there, and scroll down, generated, coordinate should be UV, and I'll pack that image in. I've jumped ahead and I've assigned Ringo Starr to this face and the Beatles logo to the top face. Now I'm going to go into the image editing window, press A to select all, R to rotate, and 90 just to rotate the logo around. I prefer that orientation. I'm going to select the bottom face, I'm going to select the logo, click assign, but it doesn't come up until I actually select the image. Again, in the image editing window, I'm going to press A to select all, R to rotate, 180, and enter, because I prefer that orientation as well. That's the end of the tutorial. I'll put the image files and the finish file at my website www.freemovies.co.uk at the Blender channel there. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.